What's going on, Into the Last Dragon? This is your host, Roy Rob, coming back to you with another great episode. This one is actually from one of our show sponsors, Mr. Bryan Davis with Logic Martial Arts. He is definitely providing some interesting perspective. He actually has a self-defense training school. He has also a what I would consider one of the coolest jobs, choreography in fight martial arts training for movies and in the cinematic universe. This brother's very interesting. Check him out on this new episode of Enter the Last Dragon, and you can also check him out if you sign up if you are in the St. Louis local area for one of his trainings and self-defense classes. You can get a free class by just signing up with him. He'll definitely go into the details. Information will be in the show notes. And once again, thanks for tuning in. Now let's get into some martial art. Understanding of what the culture is doing as far as being black and loving the world of martial arts. Welcome to the podcast, Bryan Davis. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Feeling good. I'm glad that we got everything squared away. You sounding much clearer now. Appreciate that. So what's cracking, man? Tell my fans who you are. Who is Bryan Davis?
Okay. Well, I'm from St. Louis originally. Originally from University City. And
City. Shout out STL. I hear you.
Yes, sir. Always. Been in martial arts for about 35 years. 40 now. Folks, do the math on that one. I started off when I was 5.
Yeah.
Once they came. But multiple different martial arts that I've practiced, from Muay Thai kickboxing to Kung Fu, different forms of Kung Fu, to Indonesian martial arts, Silat. And, I did MMA for about 6 years. That's history though. But then basically, I was a bouncer. I did private security. Matter of fact, one of the folks that I actually, I just got stumped. But one of the people that I worked with for a split second was Nipsey Hussle.
All right.
Yeah. And,
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. Yes, real cool dude. Real cool. I've been a bouncer for about 20 years, and then, during the course of that time, I started teaching individuals self-defense, and then I opened up my studio. Originally, it started off in a park, but then opened it up in Creve St. Louis.
From what I can tell, it looks like you're in the studio right now. I see the Wing Chun dummy in the background.
yeah, I got the Wing Chun dummy, and it gets used every once in a while. Personally, always be better. It's one of those things that you gotta realize. Hey, you know the martial art, know the techniques, but you don't know how to apply them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that I end up teaching with my clients is, hey, you go into a situation, understand that it's a possibility. The skills that you end up learning, it reduces the possibility of you getting hit a lot.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, every situation is different. So when it comes down to it, you have to practice. One of the other things that I do is I work with law firms. So I deal with a lot of their clients. If they're awaiting trial, the law firms hire me on issue systems that consider high risk. The law firms consider them high risk if they're going like spousal abuse, sexual abuse, harassment, things like that. And they're trial, like 2-3 days before they go to trial, and they're worried about that time span, that transition. They hire me on, or it could be a month.
So are you protecting, or are you teaching them at the same time? You doing like protect and serve, or are you teaching them during that interim time?
I've actually done protection.
Nice. Okay.
A couple of clients. Then I pretty much normally now I just teach.
Now who's the brother? Who's the brother to your left, man?
All right, so this right here, this dude right here, this is one of my best friends. His name's Terry Jones. He's a professional boxer. He's actually been with me for a long time, bouncing, doing private
Nice.
security, things like that. He's experienced what I've done, in
Yeah.
different environments and stuff. I've experienced what he's done in different environments too. Know, he's always been around, always had my back.
Yeah.
Same person. But, that's one of the cool things about having a real friend. They always got the back.
Right.
It's a blessing itself. Both of us are still here. I always say, I see him. It's all good because we've been through some stuff. So as much as I smile, hey, we did some things.
No doubt.
So on and so forth, dealing with a lot of the stuff and a lot of the crime situations, scenarios in St. Louis. We ain't supposed to.
So you used to box, right? That's what you said. Okay. Where did you box? What?
Down in 12th and Park.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know 12th and Park, no doubt. Yeah, man. I used to box, man. I boxed with Springfield Housing Authority. So we was I won the Golden Gloves, amateur. I know all about 12th and Park, all the above, man. That's good stuff, man. So what you about to say? Go ahead. You got it.
As a matter of fact, both of us actually went into MMA. So he did MMA, I did MMA. He did it for a shorter period of time, but I mean, I always say, if you got enough courage to walk into a cage, see that cage, that door closed, hey, I don't care what nobody says.
It's real. How long did you do MMA? Now how long were you doing it?
For about 6 years.
6 years. Okay. I remember you said it earlier. I just didn't catch up if it was 6 years or not. Now, are you on this? Like, how usually individuals who start in the martial arts world as a child, you just kind of like, I'm just learning something. But as you get older, you understand from what you just said, you're not just training in one art. So what would you kind of say you're doing? Are you on a certain type of journey? What's your motivation and what you're trying to get done with the martial arts world?
Let's say, let me think. When I was younger, honestly, I got into martial arts because it's one of the most the basic thing, Bruce Lee.
No doubt.
Jackie Chan, and I wanted to kick somebody with some boots like Chuck Norris. Jump kick into the camera, with the boots. But
right.
Once I started doing it, I was like, I keep on moving, and I started noticing that I was getting better and better.
Right.
Because I did a few things in school, in sports like soccer, and then I tried basketball that I sucked in. But at the same time, dude, I'm horrible. but I did the stereotypical sports, man. But when it came down to it, I would being a black man or a black child in St. Louis. One of the biggest things was if you did anything other than boxing, you were different. So
talk about that, man. Talk about that. So it's kind of uncomfortable, right? It was like, because I was the same guy. I understand. I started karate at a young age. I may have been 9 or 10, and the homies weren't talking about it. Boxing was good. If you box, you were solid. That's family. That everybody. How many boxers came out of the loop? You know what I'm saying? You got boxing now. It's like it's St. Louis has kind of become almost like a household name on that boxing because of the recent ones that came and did their thing here. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's been that way since almost the 70s, man. And that's just me. That's my take on it. I think that when it all boiled down to it, man, we beast, when it came down to boxing, but at the same time, doing something out of the ordinary, it helped me, because if I ended up running up on somebody or somebody ran up on me, sat there and put their hands up, I was going low. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna go low and then I work with the hands, because my father was an ex-Marine. He was a boxer, both boxing. So one of the things was I didn't know how to box, and he used to show me, but it was so technical to the point to where I just phased it out. So what he did, he showed me how to fight a boxer. So he would fight me as a boxer, and then he would tell me to use what I know in order to counter everything that he did.
Some of your self-defense and all that stuff go all the way back to your pops then.
Yeah, most definitely. And
that's dope.
A lot of the stuff that I would end up learning, a lot of the stuff that I ended up learning, it was from experiences that I dealt with my dad. Then over time, he was like, "Hey, if you don't fight your own fight. Don't sit there and try to switch it up with nobody else. Don't think that since you're different, you should frown upon yourself. It's a blessing in itself. That makes you more dangerous. That makes you more dangerous. To know something other than the norm.
Right. So you felt good as a young age, starting to be like, okay, everybody might know a little something with boxing, but I know something even more. I got a little bit of boxing, plus I know whatever martial arts you started with. You know what I mean? Is that what your mindset was?
Yeah, and it was a confidence thing, man. It was a true confidence build. My background at that time was kung fu, and with kung fu, it's more artsy, it's pretty, but at the same time, it's a reason why. You know what I'm saying?
So your background is in kung fu, because it kind of faded out there. But when did you start kung fu?
When I was 5.
Okay, got you. So kung fu is the first art. Okay, got you.
5.
All right, cool.
But from learning it from school to TV, my whole thing was, I'm going to learn this technique, but I'm going to be powerful. I'm going to make it work.
Right.
It wasn't a thing of me showing somebody that I could do it. It was a thing for me to show somebody and be able to apply it.
So check this out. You just mentioned two deep parts. You do the choreography and you show individuals how to do it for movies, but you also show people how to do it as far as applying it for self-defense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk right now about Mahershala Ali being able to hold down that blade roll, man. Yeah. Is he gonna be able to hold it down like Wesley Snipes did?
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Me personally, if you get trained correctly, it's gonna look good on camera.
So you feel good. You feel really solid about it. Hold on. Now stop. Now think about this. There was 3 blades. The third one was garbage.
Yeah,
the first blade was beast mode. The second blade was beast mode. Wesley Snipes put his foot down. Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes. That dark brother Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody will ever top him. Okay, nobody ever top him, because when Blade come back out, the younger crowd is gonna watch him. They're gonna be like, "Damn, that was dope." But the folks that grew up off of Blade are gonna be sitting there observing every single thing. I'm gonna be like that. That's gonna be me. I want to see Blade face, the moves, and I want to see him bring it, man. Because the thing is, he has to follow the footsteps of Wesley Snipes. So when it come out, all I can say is, I think he's gonna come right with it. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna come right with it because of the simple fact he got a size 23 shooter.
Damn right. Good. Wait, that's a good analogy, bro.
I can watch Blade. I can watch Blade 2 anytime. It's up there with The Color Purple for me, bro. Anytime. I don't care if I gotta go to work. If I got like 5 minutes,
Color purple.
we'll talk. So my thing is when it comes down to an actor and choreography,
Yeah.
they have to have the right choreography because I
So
can go ahead.
no. So like you, all right. So if you had the opportunity to be coaching him, what would be some of the things you would put him through as a fight person, fight choreographer that you're about? Let's just say you're training for different scenes. Walk my listeners through some of the different things that you've done or how you use the different workout regimen that you put your actors and actresses in. Just give us a little bit of, I guess, brief overview.
Okay. Well, I give you a little bit. One of the things that I try to instill in a lot of my clients is timing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, pressure, and speed. Speed regulation. Knowing how fast to throw the punch, knowing
Right.
how to express that strike. You can't just have a straight face, and you can't just smile, or you can't do a lot of different things when you get hit or you throwing a punch. And then understanding the fact that you are throwing a strike or doing any type of technique, you got to make people watching feel that.
Sell it. You're selling it, right? You're selling each move type deal.
So a strike like this, it may hurt in real life, but at the same time, you got to exaggerate the hell out of your punch. You got to exaggerate every single thing because people want to see that extension. They want to see where that punch is coming from. They want to see where that kick is coming from.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I try to really, really instill in a lot of my clients because they can know it, but they got to understand. Hey, look, I'm gonna hit this dude. I want to know how to hit him correctly, and I want to make it show, make them see, the viewer see how hard I've actually hit this person. Because
Like you make the viewer feel like they got hit. That's what you actually be saying. So a lot of Van Damme movies from Kickboxer to Bloodsport to Cyborg, Bloodsport
Yep.
Beast Mode, right? Hey, come on, man. Hey, listen. When my man, he was like, um, not the blind scene. He said perform. What was it called? I don't know, but it was the death touch for the, and he broke.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude, I don't even know how many times I've watched that movie, dog. I done lost count. Like,
Dude,
for real.
come on, man. And he was like, he represents the Tanaka clan. And he was like, what? It's like he represents the Tanaka. Look like Tanaka to me. I was like, oh my God. Dude.
Dude,
Hey, that's funny, y'all. Hey man, we the same era, bro. We the same era.
I watched
Van Damme is a perfect example of selling moves. Is that a good statement?
Yes. It's just like
Wesley Snipes is a good example of selling moves. Who else would you put up in that top tier of individual actors and actresses that can really sell the move? Michael Jai.
Michael Jai White.
Yes, all day. Michael Jai White, Donnie Yen, the gentleman that played Hitman.
What's the dude that do the unbop dude?
Yeah, Tony Jai.
Tony Jai. Yeah.
My guy Ego from the Raid. Dude, all these guys, man, they run every single time. Van Damme will always, man, he can sell it. Even old Van Damme.
Old Van Damme can sell it. I agree.
Assassin.
Well, it was like he was like a ninja.
Oh yeah, Ninja Assassin.
Oh yeah. That's
When you was talking about choreography, what's crazy is he is a pop star. He didn't know.
The dude.
Yeah, he was a pop star.
Seriously.
Yeah, man, sing a beautiful voice. Yeah, he a pop star. Man.
Hold on, the Ninja Assassin dude with he had the rope and the little knife on the thing, and are you serious?
Rain. His real name is Rain, man. Old dude, bad. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. With choreography, you have to have the right choreographer. I may not work the best with certain type of actor, somebody else. I'm not going to ever say I'm the best choreographer. There's no such thing. It's how everybody has a learning curve. The same thing with martial art. Everybody has a learning curve, and you have to learn what their curve is. You have to have them embrace the way you teach. And vice versa, man, because that's kind of how I teach self-defense. I teach the exact same thing to every single individual. Everybody is the same, but they're not. You have somebody that may be short. You may have somebody that may be tall. You may have somebody that may be heavier than the other individual. So with all the backgrounds that I have, I've pulled different things out for the person that's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I got a short person. I may teach them different techniques from Salat or different techniques, or maybe a couple of Baran or Thai techniques. And then if I got somebody that's taller, I may show them how to do joint locks. Because a lot of times a person that's longer, it seems weird, but they exaggerate a lot of things a lot of times.
It's real. It was shown on Game of Death when Bruce Lee fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and you can see. I mean, you're looking at a 7-footer versus somebody who's 5'8", maybe. Exactly. Bruce, and it's kind of like it wasn't weird, even though he was like the final boss kind of level, but it was just one of those things where you could just literally see how long Kareem's kicks was so long, and his punches it's kind of weird looking. You know what I'm saying? To see it at that difference. I'm with you.
Instead of doing a whole bunch of kicks, you should be able to do. I would need more grabs, more joint locks. If the person's shorter than you, come in with do rushes. You come in with elbows, real quick elbows, straight ahead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them to the side, and even if they move to the side, the elbows are still a good guard. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I try to instill in a lot of my clients. Hey, look, you're made differently from me, so I'm going to show you how to fight a person that's, I'm going to show you how to fight a person that's your height. A lot of times, what I'll ask if they come in, they're dealing with a certain individual. I ask them, how do they look? What is their build? You know what I'm saying? I've had one client. She was going through spousal abuse, and I said, give me his build, give me his size, give me what he does, his personality. Yeah. And then from there, I go from that. Because a lot of times it's more so a mental thing. One of the things that I try to tell, another one of the things that I try to tell a lot of people is spirit. Spirit is false evidence appearing real. You build yourself up.
That's a nugget, boss. Hold on. Repeat that acronym again. Fear is what?
Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Wow, that's a nugget for my listeners. Check it out and explain it. Dive into that.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you a perfect example. If you walking down an alley, matter of fact, before you even walk down the alley and it's dark, you've already put like at least a good 10 scenarios
in your head, right?
In your head. So you walk down dark alley, it might be somebody waiting for you in this dark alley. Or you walk down, you're getting ready to walk down this dark alley, it might be a ghost. Anything.
Or, like, for us, for example, like we used to do MMA. So we'll be sitting back and we'll watch our opponent, because normally we all in the room before we actually go upstairs.
Yeah.
So right when we warm up, they'll be looking at us, him kicking a bag and seeing him pushing me back, holding his bag. Then all of a sudden, oh man, I don't want to fight him. Off the strength of they
It's
just
crazy.
getting kicked like that, or getting hit like that, instead of feeling like I can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing, like with the acronym, you know, you made it up, you built it up. Then it's apparent in your head that this is what could happen. Then the evidence is seeing what that person's doing. Then the realness of it is is you walking up to the situation. You know,
Dude.
it's there, man.
Yeah.
And what I do is when I come in. Matter of fact, we talked about it. When they come in, I'm like, hey, it's a human being. It's another individual. Human beings have been around on this world for thousands and thousands of years. We've been on paintings, we've been in cave drawings, all this stuff. We've been on in museums. We got statues of us. Our arms move the same way 1,000 years ago. Our eyes haven't moved in different positions on our head through evolution. Our necks move the exact same way. So if you know this, why should it be that hard to hurt another individual? You know, that's how I see it. So when it comes down to it, if a person walks up to me, I don't consider them a threat. I consider them a target. Not just one part of their body, not just one area that I can hit them in. I consider them their whole body a target, because I know for a fact that all these people in my past, all these people in our past have fought, you know, just off of the sheer knowledge of them being a human being and them being cut down like a tree. Why should I be nervous?
Why should you be nervous? Why should you have fear? I get that. You can apply that to a lot of things in life, whether it's that job interview. You need to build that up in your head. Don't build that wall up. Don't build a mountain. Don't take that mole into a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Make that molehill into a mountain type deal. I get you.
That's how I deal with business, man. That's how I deal with business. That's how I deal with life. Yes, man.
Right. That's a nugget, man. That's a true nugget for my fans, man. That's a nugget. So let me ask you too, and we're gonna get away from fight choreography. I had to ask you still one more time on this one.
No, you good.
The recent love on the Netflix, and so they've had great choreography from in my opinion, starting with Daredevil, and that's on Marvel, of course. Amazing choreography on that. Lackluster on Iron Fist, just terrible choreo. I shouldn't say terrible. It just wasn't up to par. When you compare Daredevil to that, it's just not happening. And then you got they did, in my opinion, when it comes to the Defenders, I didn't really care for or include a lot of that. But I did care for Luke Cage, and I really like what they pulled together on the second season of Luke Cage versus the first season. And I really appreciated the second season. That had, you know what I'm saying, they really pulled some things together.
I think they took too long on the build-up. That's what upset me about the Luke Cage thing. Man, through the whole time I was watching the first season, and I was like, man, I swear, if you get one more time, I'm going, man, you know what, I'm about to turn. Damn, it's another episode about to come on. But because it was so well done.
Right.
From the soundtrack to the cinematography to the acting, man, it was emotional.
It was emotional.
You know, but at the same time,
you got a different view. You got to look at different lens than the typical person, though.
Yeah, I do.
Like me, I'm not gonna peep that they use some fake faux lighting and know, like, oh, they have did that. You be like,
yeah. I'm like, this
Iron Fist was so terrible is because of Daredevil. Yeah, yeah, you be ready to throw some stuff away. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
tell me,
like,
what would you do different in the Iron Fist situation? What turned you off in comparison to like Daredevil, which they did well, or even Punisher, man? They did well on Punisher, in my opinion. They killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Punisher was intense.
It was
That was
intense, right?
that was
He-
the thing.
yeah,
And I love the fact that they showed they expressed the intensity of the character. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly. Like the scene where he was in the jail cell, he had just, I think he killed somebody, and he was supposed to get out free because
and then
Kingpin had lied and said you're gonna get out, and then he locked the gate, and the dude they opened the cell gate to the other cats. Y'all remember that scene? And he went,
dude,
yeah, and he went through and killed everybody, stabbing them up with, yeah, man.
see, that's the thing with his character. That choreography worked because I love seeing the breathing hard. I love seeing him spitting out the blood like, hey,
Yeah, yeah,
you about to die. You know, I want to see
yeah.
it. With Iron Fist, my thing was they picked they had a lineup of pretty folk, you know, and they was like, we can teach them martial arts.
Because it lost you. Say it again, one more time. Say they had what?
With Iron Fist, man, they had a lineup of pretty folks, and then they was like, we can teach them martial arts. Yeah, everybody would look at it, he was eye candy, you know, which wasn't bad for what it was, but what it did, it came out after Daredevil.
Yeah, man.
And Daredevil killed it.
It set the
The
stage.
episode, man.
It set the stage, man.
Yeah, so you had this guy that had no martial arts background, and you had some choreographers teaching him, teaching him what they were supposed to be teaching, and it ended up looking good. It looked great, but at the same time, it was typical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing was with it being typical from all the other stuff, all the build up from all these other series, it kind of it was like you say lackluster, man. I was like, man, I'm cool. I don't even think I watched one episode, but I was like, few episodes down the line, I was like, look at his hand.
Oh man, that's comedy. So tell me what you think about or let's dive into the self-defense side, another aspect of you overall. So we kind of touched on your background in martial arts, the different arts you've learned, your background throughout learning this over the past 35 years. We touched on how you do as far as a business, you teach fight choreography. Now let's dive into the self-defense side because it's kind of two-part. So you have the self-defense side where you say you work with law firms and you help do a service for those law firms for their clientele who may need protection and or some type of training. But also talk about self-defense in your business. Tell us about your business, the name of your business.
Okay. The name of my business, the name of my company is Logic Martial Arts, or Logic Self Defense Multimedia Studio. And basically, I can start it off from the very beginning. I was bouncing, and originally, I had a bartender come to me, and she wanted to know how to do a certain move that I did on a patron. I got him out of there. She was having problems with one of her people that she was with at the time. And I started showing her at the park. Next thing you know, she posted and bragged about what I did for her, and then started building up from there. I ended up I have another friend, a young lady named Boomy. And she basically told me to stop scaring myself out of success. So all these years I've been doing doing martial arts, I've been having all these dead end jobs, man. And I wouldn't last no more than maybe a year at jobs and stuff. She was like, look, you're talented, you might as well just go ahead and do what everybody's been telling you need to do.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
all these years, man, you need to be an instructor. And I'm like, I don't want to be an instructor. I want to be Van Damme. You know, and that's how I ended up being.
Yeah.
So I put on Facebook, I never forget, I put on Facebook, hey, it's official. And I just did it on a whim. It's official. I'm a martial arts instructor. Man, within 15 minutes, I had 72 responses like, dude, you got kids. Man, hey, where you at? Where your spot at? And I'm like, I don't have a spot yet, man. I'm actually teaching at parks and I'm mobile. I can show up at your house and stuff. Perfect. No worry. Gotcha. And then all of a sudden, parts are wound up in my home. I opened up a little room in my home and I started teaching private. And next thing you know, I got too big. I ended up going to opening up a studio in Creve Coeur. That got too big, got too small. Then I opened up a studio in Central West End. That got too small. You know, so my thing was during the course of that time that I was teaching, what was happening was people were recommending me to their friends, their family members, because I was kind of like I was track, you know, off of the trail, because I wasn't teaching people to have a belt. I wasn't teaching people to get a rank. I wasn't teaching people that they needed to make sure that they had an outfit on when they came to the dojo. Right. I wasn't teaching a punch a certain type of punch every week. You know, I was teaching people how to protect themselves, plain and simply put. You know,
so that's what I want to go into. So tell me about that. So what could a person expect if they come sign up with you?
Well, when they come sign up with me, when you come in with the understanding that you are going to know how to protect yourself, plain and simply put. It's not going to be a lot of dancing around. It's not going to be a lot of high flying kicks and things like that, in which I can teach. I love it. I think it's dope. Because that's what I grew up off of. But when you come in with the understanding, hey, this guy is serious. He cares about you. He wants to make sure that you're all right. Because the last thing I want is to hear, you know, they ain't make it. You know, because I've actually seen people lose their lives. I've actually seen people hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and
you're in the business of protecting people. Like you're teaching something that they can take with them for their lives to protect them.
And every time you walk out of the studio, every single time that you come out of my studio, you're going to know something that you would never. Plain and simply put, it's not going to be. I see you next week, and we're going to practice that kick. No, you're not going to have that. You're going to remember what you do, and all you have to do is make it better. You know, make it to where it works for you. And like I said, I make sure that I get past the learning curve. You know, once I get past the learning curve, then we're great. You know, I want to put you in beast mode. I want you to be able to walk around confident about what you know. And then a lot of times, a lot of people say, where's the discipline? The more you know, the less situations you're going to end up getting into.
Let's say you got a senior lady who is about a little over 55. She comes in saying she just wants to learn a little something to help protect herself. She's not running from nothing. She just heard it might be good to have some self-defense and exercise in her life. What is something you start her out with first day? What would you give her as a little nugget as a gem? What would you give it to her? Like,
okay. I give it to you. So you made me put down. So basically, what I do whenever anybody comes in is let them know, hey, it ain't that hard to hurt a person. Okay? It's just not. You walk down the street and trip and fall and nothing's around you and you hurt yourself, it shouldn't be that hard to hurt another individual.
Right.
The thing is, what you want to do, you got a scale. You got from 1 to 10. That's your pain scale. Okay? Rubbing an arm, maybe 1, 0, whatever. If you were to have an individual walk up to you and want to throw hands with you or want to attack you, what's the main thing that they're using? They're using their hands. Only thing that can create a fist is if they close their hands. If you break a person's finger, which is very, very easy to do, it's just like breaking a raw chicken wing, okay, from the winghead to the drumhead. It's simple. If you can break an individual's finger, you good. Because here's the thing, self-preservation mode goes into play when it comes down to a person getting hurt.
Right.
They're
Right.
trying to protect what just got hurt because they don't want to get it hurt anymore.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so techniques that I end up teaching are break a person's finger. You may get hit, but at the same time, all you have to do is open this up.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
open up at some point in time. Open it up, snap the finger, you done. You can go, run, do what you need to do to make sure that you made it home safe. That's one. The other thing, I would never, a lot of self-defense instructors say, hey man, grab your keys and hold your keys and then stab them in the face. No, you ain't even gotta do that. These four fingers, you put these four fingers up, go directly into the face, straight. One of these puppies is going in one of those holes in your face.
That's real. That's real.
Now, when it comes down to the pretty stuff, that's that. Okay, you got the martial arts, you can do this and all that stuff, in which it works, but you have to practice it.
Yeah.
It comes down to self-defense. You need something that as soon as you walk out, hey, and something go down, you ain't thinking about, okay, once I need to make sure I got the right form. I got to make sure that, I put enough weight on this leg. 4 fingers will do it. So if you go directly into the face, it's a few things that can happen. These 4 fingers instead of 2, these 4 fingers, one of these is going to either go in the eye, one of these is going to go in the nose, maybe one of them is going to go in the mouth. But if you go into the eyes, if you miss maybe 3 fingers, hey, guess what? One of them did. One of them went in. If it goes into the nose, if it goes directly into the nose, grip straight down, because you have a channel that goes back to your throat. Go into the nose, pull straight down. Person will not mess with you. So the other thing is, what happens when individual starts, what's one of the main things that us being South St. Louis do? We talk a whole bunch of this.
Oh yeah.
What's the main thing that's open when we're talking a whole bunch of this?
The mouth. Yeah.
Put your hands in the mouth, yank straight down.
Oh man, that'll mess. Oh man, that'll.
That's something called a counterfeit. That's the hinge of your jawbone.
Yeah.
It's a rubbery substance. You stick your hands in the mouth, yank it straight down, separation of the jaw. Last thing a person gonna try to do is try to fight you or try to attack. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to fear, there is false evidence appearing real. When you know just those few things, you good. The other thing, this is what I tell. This is what I tell 55. This is what I tell an 8-year-old. I tell them all: step on a person's foot, push them straight back. You'll hear a slide and a pop. That's the ankle break. A person can't keep their balance with the amount of momentum that you've placed on them, and still try to maintain trying to get their bearing with their feet.
Right.
Right. Slide and a pop. I can promise you, this gonna hurt them. And the last thing they're gonna want to do is try to attack.
It'd be crazy too. It's not happening. It'd be crazy.
With those few things right there, I've already built your confidence up.
Yeah.
Now, come back and let me show you some more stuff. Because here's the thing: after you've learned those few little things the very first day, if you come back and you learn the other techniques, that makes you even a more better person. But when it comes down to throwing hands with a person, if you already know these things, all you're doing right then is performing.
So tell individuals right now, what's the easiest way to get a hold of you? Where do we find where do we find Logic Martial Arts? What's the best way to reach for my listeners that in the local area?
Okay. Number one, I ain't hiding. So you can always reach me on my cell phone. It's 618-304-9568. And then you can reach me on my business number, which is my office. It's 314-594-7340. You can reach me on logicmartialarts@gmail.com. I get in touch with everybody. Or Facebook, and I'm under Logic Martial Arts on Facebook. You can reach me on my personal page, Bryan Davis, but still with the I.
All right, all right. And I'll put I'm so I always do this as well. Now, my friend, I know you didn't really get a chance to jump in there. Is there some things you wanted to kind of go over too, as well as on that you was thinking about on anything we talked about?
It's more like definitely you'll want to try to come take one of his classes for sure. Like he definitely gonna show you the right things. Like he's not gonna play no games. Like I'm the guy that normally when he do his commercial, I'm holding the bag.
Nice.
I feel like an 18-year-old coming through when you know.
All right, right. No doubt. Well, yeah. Anything else regarding age range, age of clientele that you work with? Anything, any limitations? Tell us anything as far as the kids or adults, anything.
Okay, before I even go any further, you can reach me on Instagram under Logic Martial Arts too.
Okay, okay, perfect.
But as far as any limitations, I honestly say there aren't any limitations when it comes down to protecting yourself. The age range that I teach is from 5 all the way up to 96, and
Nice.
that's the oldest I've taught. But yeah, you come in, we can we work on some things. I work with kids with autism. I've helped kids with behavioral problems. As a matter of fact, I've been in the school system. I've been in the educational system. I've taught meditation. I've taught wellness. I worked with a lot of faculty teaching self-defense to defend themselves against some students at some schools. And I still do it. You know, it's not a thing of me, walking away from it. I still do it. You know, from University City to Hazelwood to Sumner, also WashU. You know, I've done it. You know, and I do group classes. As a matter of fact, I do a class called Sipping the Pen. I'm ladies, big group. I'll bring in wine group, and I'll teach you self-defense techniques and having time.
That's cool.
Just want everybody
self-defense and sip, right? That's dope.
I try to make everybody feel comfortable with themselves. Man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the only person that can really protect themselves is you, and that's the bottom line. You want to make sure that your family members are safe. You want to make sure that you're safe. And I mean, now, especially with the way the crime is being done, you need it. A lot of people talk about. Me and one of my partners talk about is, the lack of not necessarily men, but the lack of parenting, teaching their children how to protect themselves. And, back in the day when me and you were growing up, you might have an uncle, you might have a father, you might have a mother, you might have a brother that showed you how to, throw hands just a little bit. Nowadays, that's almost null and void. So a lot of times they go to different martial arts schools and stuff like that, which is cool. And I'm not frowning upon any martial arts school because everybody's different. Everybody should, but everyone should know how to apply it, and each one of these instructors should know that they are coming in to learn how to protect themselves.
No,
that's the way I think it should be.
One of my episodes, to my podcast about Enter the Dragon and The Last Dragon. So it's a multi podcast related to how Bruce Lee, the legend, has influenced America, and Bruce Lee Roy has influenced the black culture times 10. So, what's your thoughts on anything from any one of those individual brothers that you can speak to that you kind of taken from, even if it's just a philosophy? What's something that you can speak on as far as either Bruce Lee or Bruce Lee Roy, either or?
Okay, I can speak on both of them.
Got it.
Bruce Lee had an understanding of what the world was. The world was not just kung fu. The world was not just boxing. The world was not just wrestling. The world was more. He understood that every environment of martial art was built off. So if you had like, let's say, let's go with karate. If you understood that everybody in Japan knew that samurai were around, they needed to learn how to condition themselves enough to where they could punch straight through a chest plate. You know, that's where the brick break came into play. Then you go to France and you learn something called sabat, a kicking martial art. And it was specifically to learn how to kick low, you know, under gunfire, things like that. Being bound, which was capoeira. And being bound, you had to learn how to kick. Every environment was different. Every culture had a different martial art. He understood. So what he would do was he would pick something different of every martial art, and he would use it in a totally different environment from what it was supposed to be used for.
Right.
A lot more different. It made him look different than everyone else, and made him a lot more deadlier in the area that he was in. So with him, he showed people that in martial arts, it's not just one martial art. It's not the top martial art. It's not MMA. It's not Jeet Kune Do. It's not which was his. It's none of these. It's what you as an individual can apply and understand to where it works for you.
Right.
Now, with Bruce Leroy, what my take on him was be different. Because him being different saved a lot. Saved a lot of his points. Him being different and being himself inspired others to want to do what he did. Yeah. You know, granted, it was a movie, but at the same time, I tell you what, I saw that as a little kid. I was like, damn.
It influenced me too.
Yeah, no matter how many times everybody sat there and gave him shit, he still made sure that he still stayed on that path and learning what he was wanted to learn and to better himself. You know, and because I went through that, especially me being a young black man in St. Louis, you know, he used to do a bunch of stuff. But at the same time,
he had Bruce Leroy had a mindset like, okay, even at the beginning of the story when he catches the arrow and his master's like, how'd you know that was the not the red one? How'd you know that was the blue one, the blue arrow he catches? And he was like, I do not know. He was in his mind was like, persevere. I have to be laser focused and find this master, because my master is no longer saying I'm his pupil anymore. I have reached a level that he was trying to get to, the upper level. That was his whole goal. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you 100% on that. I agree.
And like I say, I used to get a whole bunch of stuff, man, from folks. They used to call me Karate. Oh yeah, they used to call me Karate B, Blackie Chan. They used to call me Wesley Snipes. They used to call me all kinds of stuff.
Oh man, that's something else.
But the thing was, the better and better I got, man, less people mess with me. You know, they were like, oh, dog, hey, be smiling. Hey, hold up, back up. So because when I smile, that made it bad.
Let me get this. I have one little thing I got to do, and we're gonna wrap this up. So I always do these questions. I need to know top 3 choreographed martial arts films for you. Give me the top 3.
Yeah. All right, cool. Top 3, Ip Man. All right.
Number 1, 2. Which one? Number 1 or 2? What? Number 1? What?
1.
All right. Okay.
The star scene where you go all the way up to the top. Dope. He fought all them cats.
All right.
Dope. The other is the raid. The very first raid. When they were in the movie, just period. Then man, that's a tough one, dude. But nah, Ip Man. The very first Ip Man.
All right, so you got Ip Man. What was the second one? The second one was. Give me your list one more time. Give me your list. Start over again.
Okay. So Ong Bak, the Raid, and Ip Man.
No, okay, I got you. All right, man. I appreciate you. Bryan Davis, Logic Martial Arts, Enter the Last Dragon, signing off. Man, we appreciate you. I'm going to have all my people check you out. I'm going to put all the information in the notes below for YouTube. Just check it out. Click the stuff. Don't forget to subscribe. Your boy, your host, Roy Rob. All right, y'all. Appreciate you, fam. I'll holler at you later. That is another great one in the books. Thank you, fans, so much for tuning in to Enter the Last Dragon with your host, Roy Rob. I love you guys so much. For new listeners, please come back and visit us again. We appreciate you if you would just subscribe. Go ahead and download each and every episode. Get caught up to where we are today. And for the returning fans, all of you guys are just such rock stars for helping understand the movement, understand what we're trying to get accomplished in the world that we're trying to create. So Enter the Last Dragon. We do things by persevering. And with your host, Roy Rob, signing off. Just be you. Be yourself. Be authentic.